Happened when I caught my best friend's boyfriend using my dating profile pictures on Tinder. So I was mindlessly scrolling through Tinder after another disappointing date when I saw something that made my stomach drop. There was this profile of some guy named Tyler with my face staring back at me. Not just one photo either, 5 of my pictures, including that cute selfie I took at my cousin's wedding last month. My first thought was someone was pranking me, but when I clicked through, this guy had written this whole bio about being a photography student who loved hiking and cooking Italian food. None of that was even true about me. I immediately took screenshots and called my best friend Emma, but when she picked up, she sounded weird and distant. I told her about the catfish situation, and she went completely silent. Then she mumbled something about her boyfriend Jake being busy with work stuff and hung up. That's when it clicked. Jake had been around when I was showing Emma those exact photos last week, asking if I should post them on Instagram. I remember him being super interested, asking where I took them and stuff. I decided to test my theory. I made a fake Tinder account using my roommate's phone and swiped right on Tyler/Jake. We matched instantly and he started messaging me right away. He was using all these pickup lines that sounded exactly like stuff Jake would say. He even mentioned going to the same coffee shop where Emma and Jake always hung out. This was definitely him. I played along for about an hour, asking him questions about himself. He told me he was single, lived alone, and was looking for something serious. Meanwhile, he'd been dating Emma for 8 months and practically lived at her apartment. The guy was even sending me voice messages, and I could tell it was Jake trying to disguise his voice. It was honestly pathetic. But here's where it gets really messed up. He started asking to meet up that same night. He suggested this bar downtown and said he'd been thinking about me all day, using my own photos to hit on other girls while his girlfriend was probably at home making him dinner or whatever. I felt sick for Emma, but I also wanted to catch him red-handed. I told him I'd meet him at the bar at 9. Then I called Emma and said I needed to talk to her about something urgent. Could she meet me at that exact same bar? She said Jake was coming over to watch movies, but I convinced her it was really important. I didn't tell her what was happening because I needed her to see it herself. I got to the bar early and sat in a corner booth where I could see everything. Jake showed up right on time, looking around nervously and checking his phone. He was wearing this button-down shirt that Emma had bought him for his birthday. About 10 minutes later, Emma walked in looking confused. She spotted Jake immediately, and her face lit up like she was happy to see him there. She walked over to him all excited, probably thinking it was some cute coincidence, but Jake looked like he'd seen a ghost. I watched him frantically trying to explain why he was there, gesturing wildly with his hands. Emma's expression slowly changed from happy to confused to absolutely furious as she started putting the pieces together. That's when I walked over. Emma saw me and looked even more confused until I held up my phone with the Tinder conversation. Jake tried to deny everything at first, saying someone must have stolen my photos and made a fake account. But then I played one of his voice messages and Emma's face went completely white. The whole bar got quiet as Emma started yelling at him. She threw her drink in his face and called him every name in the book. Jake tried to follow her out, but she told him if he came near her car, she'd call the cops. The bartender had to escort him out the back door because people were starting to record the whole thing. Emma and I sat in my car for like an hour while she cried and processed everything. She kept apologizing for not believing me earlier on the phone, saying she knew something felt off but didn't want to seem paranoid. Turns out Jake had been acting shady for weeks, always on his phone and making excuses about working late.